Chillif to the A. Okay, there's been some hullabaloo in the rap streets. Okay, so apparently Drake and Kendrick Lamar are beefing. There was some J. Cole in there for a second, but I guess he apologized. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I did not listen to any of these diss tracks. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I wouldn't have even known they existed if I was not following the Shade Room and they hadn't posted about it, okay? Me personally, I don't be that interested in celebrities' lives. Like, there are some people who are, like, really interested in celebrities in general, or, you know, even, like, you know, a couple specific celebrities. They'll be like, oh, did you hear that so-and-so cheated on, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, who cares? Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just... it doesn't feel that important to me, and that's crazy because I'm a gossiper. Like, if it's some real life stuff that, you know, like affects me in some way, or not even affects me, just, you know, somebody I know or somebody who, you know, I know and they know somebody, oh yeah, I'm a gossip about that. But when it comes to celebrities, it just feels, I don't know, it just feels almost fictional because it's so far removed. It's just like, who cares about this, okay? So I gotta be frank with y'all. I ain't listened to none of them diss tracks, honestly, and I'm not going to. But I do got something to say about it anyway. Before I even get into this video, let me make it very clear. I'm not a fan of Drake or Kendrick Lamar. Like, let's take all their personalities and all their everything out. You know, of course, we're going to get into that in this video. But just right now, like, just, you know, comparing their music, I wouldn't call myself a fan of either of theirs. I will say if I had to choose, honestly, I would choose Drake because I do listen to a couple of his songs, whereas Kendrick Lamar... I think the only Kendrick Lamar song I listen to is that song that be like, bitch, be humble, sit down. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't heard that song in like 10 years, okay? So, I mean, if I had to choose, I guess I'd go with Drake. But, again, I'm not a fan of either of them. Let me make that very clear before y'all think that I'm making some biased take or whatever. Now, let's get into the lyric that I want to discuss, okay? And like I said, I ain't listening to neither of these songs. I'm looking at the lyrics in print, and I want to call something out. Now, I'm going to talk about the lyrics of Kendrick Lamar's Euphoria song, right? And in this song, you see him point out that Drake is always trying to be something he's not, which I definitely agree with, because Drake is a biracial man who was born and raised around a bunch of white people in Canada. He ain't never been broke. He ain't never had a hard knock life, okay? But he's always putting on this gangster persona, like, oh my God. You know what song, like, oh my goodness, what song that just made me think of? It's a song with him and maybe Meek Mill, I don't know, right? But it's called To The Max, right? To The Max, like the album just went platinum. And the line that just popped into my head is, he said, if they pop somebody chain, then we gotta get it back. No discussion to be had. We ain't going out like that, man. We lit. And I'm just like, where you at where people snatching somebody chain at and you spinning the block and you gotta get it back, whatever? Because, bitch, that was not happening in your white neighborhood in Canada. That was never a fucking thing, right? But again, he's always putting on this persona of being so hood and so down and whatever. And I don't know if that's because he biracial and, you know, they always trying to be black and their understanding of blackness is, oh, let me act like a, you know, a gangbanger, right? Or if it's like, you know, because he's a rapper and it's like, you know, I guess maybe in the rap scene, you know, like it's encouraged to have that persona or something. I don't know what it is, but it is very corny, right? So I do agree with Kendrick. Drake is always trying to be something that he is not. That's just one example of it, but he is known for that, right? But I gotta clock Kendrick T just a tad bit, just a little bit, okay? So Kendrick made a couple comments, right? Like, one thing he said was, oh, how many more black features until you feel black enough, right? Then he brought up percentages. Now, I don't know if he's talking about racial percentages, like, oh, like, you're not even black, you're half Caucasian, you know what I'm saying? And then in the end, he's like, yeah, we don't want to hear you say the N-word anymore, okay? Now, look, this is my perspective here. I think it was the right message, but the wrong messenger. And let me tell you exactly why. Let me tell you exactly what I mean before y'all get to say that flower tower, you just don't understand the complexities of the so and so. Anyway, child. Anyway, okay. Now, again, I agree with Kendrick's message. First of all, Drake is a cornball. Drake is a fucking cornball, right? But you know what really tipped me off of Drake? He came out with a song like last year where he said chained and whipped like American slaves in it. Like, what the fuck? Like, the song came on, right? And it was sounding catchy. I was like, oh, this is catchy. I might go ahead and download this, right? And then he literally was talking about like BDSM, I think, or something, you know, like bondage. Then he says chained and whipped like American slaves. I'm not even fucking joking. Okay? I'm not even fucking joking. Now, first of all, that's weird, period. Even if a black American said that shit, I would have an issue with it, right? But the fact that he half white made it even worse. You not even black. And then you was raised around all white people and stuff. And then this is my thing. Because there's going to be people in the comments, well, biracials are black, my dog diggity. So, you know, like, that doesn't even calculate. This is my thing. You telling me that somebody was raised around all white people, but they did not learn how to be racist and anti-black? I just don't believe that. I don't believe that you can grow up in community with white people and not learn to hate black people. That's kind of their coming of age story, okay? That's just the honest to God truth. Now, looky, y'all know me. Look, in Flowertopia, biracials are not black. So I have no issue at all with Kendrick revoking Drake's N-word pass or whatever. Because, one, Drake ain't black anyway. Then he had that line in that song talking about chained and whipped like American slaves. Then he did blackface. And that right there, that's 3 strikes, you're out, buddy. Like, look, pack it up, okay? So I have no issue with that. But I gotta wonder, is Kendrick really the one who need to be clocking his teeth? And let me tell you why I say that, okay? So I saw a couple comments under the shade room where people were like, Kendrick Lamar can't even talk. He cheated on his black wife with a white woman, right? So in my mind, I'm like, oh, off jump, there's anti-blackness brewing here, right? But then I go to look him up, right? So I looked at a picture of him and his wife. Okay, this is his wife, all right? Now I don't know about y'all, but baby, the black not blacking for me. The black not blacking for me at all. Okay, like it's giving Armenian or like Arab or something, but it's not giving Black Queen at all. Okay, it really is not, right? So we gotta like unpack this a little bit. Now, folks claim that she is half black and half white. Okay. And maybe that's true. Because sometimes, you know, sometimes the genes be gening and stuff just be askew, okay? But I'm going to need some proof for that. Because I know one thing for sure and 2 things for certain. Y'all call anybody and anything black. Like, people were calling this woman a black woman when she clearly is not, right? So, that being said, I don't believe it's too big of a stretch for me to assume that her black parent is not actually black. It's actually a white person y'all call him black due to the 1 drop rule or something. I would not be surprised by that at all. But let's sit here and let's pretend. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. Let's pretend that she really is biracial. She really has, you know, a real black person for a parent. No 1 drop business, you know what I'm saying? And a white person for the other parent, right? Okay, can we talk about how Kendrick Lamar really can't clock nobody tea about not being black enough when his wife is like not black enough either? Like, what? This is my thing. And maybe I'm being, you know, a little too strict or whatever, like maybe. But I just don't think that Kendrick is in any place to be casting shade at anybody about not being black enough when that's the mother of his children. Like, what? This is my thing, right? Now, of course, clearly I get that Kendrick is pointing out not only is Drake biracial, but he also did all of these anti-black things, you know, chained and whipped like American slaves, doing blackface, all of this other stuff, right? So I get that he did not attempt to take Drake's N-word pass just because he's biracial, but he's biracial in conjunction with all of these other things, right? But bottom line, end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Your wife just as biracial as he is, okay? So if Drake can have his half blackness and his N-word pass revoked, then your wife can too. And this is what I don't get. The fake pro-black niggas are always the ones with a non-black wife. Have you ever noticed that? I just feel like very often, okay, I wouldn't say 9 times out of 10, but a good like 7 times out of 10, right? These pro-black niggas who swear they say pro-black family and melanin is beautiful and so and so and so, They be the main ones with non-black wives, right? And then when you call them out on this, they'll be like, oh, well, this non-black woman is black because only the seed of the father matters, and yada, yada, yada. If the daddy black, the child black, so and so and so. And it's like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense, right? It's almost like y'all make up this dumb shit to defend yourselves for dating non-black people and creating non-black children, right? Because these niggas be laid up with a whole white woman with some whole biracial kids talking about they have a black family. You tell me you have a black family when you're with a non-black woman. And let me be fair, it may not necessarily be a white woman, it could be an Asian woman or whatever, right? So you telling me you have a non-black spouse or baby mama or whatever and some non-black kids, but you gonna sit here and tell me that you still created a black family, right? And when I'm like, the math not quite mathing for me, then you say, oh, well, yeah, my kids, they still count as black because the daddy black and that's all that matters. Huh? That doesn't even make any fucking sense. And look, I'm coming at this from the perspective of a black woman who does not date interracially. I do not date interracially, right? But I gotta call this bullshit out when I see it, because y'all will talk crap about black women who do date interracially and be like, oh, well, y'all kid's not black, right? But somehow your kid is black, even though you dating just as interracially as them black women is. Huh? Them, like, what? Again, let me make it very clear. I do not date interracially, because somebody's finna be in the comments, she just saying this because she got a baby by Brad and Chad, and she just bad wench want to feel better. Any fucking way, anyway, goofball. I have to call this out, because these black men be in relationships with non-black women, and they will sit there and say, oh, but they kids still count as black because only the father's DNA matters, even though they kids is just as half black as a black woman's child with a non-black man, but somehow the black woman's children don't count as black. It's like these niggas just make rules up as they go along so they can pretend that they are, you know, like adding to the black race and furthering the black community and not be caught out on a bullshit. You telling me you betting a whole white bitch, okay? And okay, let me be fair, because again, I said let me be fair. I'm gonna pretend she's really biracial. Let me give her the benefit of the doubt. Let's pretend she really is biracial. You know, like she really does have a black parent and a white parent. Okay, you sitting here trying to revoke another biracial's N-word pass, but your wife in the same precarious predicament. Like, what? And to be fair, maybe his wife really is one of the good ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe she's really not anti-black or anything like that. But at the same time, it's just kind of weird. I don't know. Something about this situation is kind of weird. You so pro-black, but your wife not black though. You made sure to get with a woman who absolutely is not black. You the gatekeeper of blackness, and you revoking biracials N-word passes if they don't act right, but you laid up with a whole white biracial woman. Or what do y'all call yourself? Because y'all be trying to call yourself biracial black women, so I'm gonna start calling y'all biracial white women, because ain't nothing black about that woman, okay? I'm gonna have to call her a biracial white woman, even though I said, you know, we giving her the benefit of the doubt. The biracial part is the benefit of the doubt, okay? I don't know. Like I said, something about this, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I gotta go wash my hair. But yeah, the math just really ain't math for me on this.